Everyone, in the last video, we covered about agents, right? So we covered like React architecture, reasoning, and action. So now what we'll do? So we'll do agents with memory. See, earlier, uh, let's say we done this operations in the prompt itself. We provided like you want to perform this, add two, add three and four, and after the multiply that by two, and after that divided by five. So next question, let's say I got some outcome, then if I ask anything like, what would be the multiplication of that? What would be the multiplication result of that with the 2? Then it can't give the answer because it won't have that memory. It won't remember anything. Like it won't have that memory. So that's the advantage of with LangGraph. What we're trying to do here is in the LangGraph, there is a approach that is known as checkpoint. Like I'll show you. So I'll show you with an example, so with that you can get some clarity. There is a, module that is known as checkpoint. It has memory saver. What it will do is like whenever LLM will give some response, right? It will save that things, save the results so that whenever you ask any question associated with that previous result, it will understand, it will give you the response. That's why people are interested towards this LangGraph because of this state, like memory reason. Okay, so we'll implement one practical example so that we can get more clarity. So here the same approach in the previous video how we did. We have this LLM earlier in the previous video. So we just done the tool and after that we'll return the response. Now whatever response we're getting, we're again passing that to the model and model will decide how many times it has to call the tools. And after that, it will return the result to the user. This instead of directly giving the tool response, we are passing that response again to the model. Then model will think whether it's the right way to answer the query to the user or it will do further some more actions on the tools and it will take some decisions. It will give the response. This is what React architecture means. Okay, this is what we're trying to do here. Same concept. We have to import some packages. Let me put some code here. Go back to this and I need this packages. Copy this. Control C. Come to agent memory. What memory? Sorry. Okay. But the Gemini installed that I put that. Okay, fine. Just to paste this and after that shift enter. You have to select the Python. Select this and it was running. It will run, it will execute that. So same here in the same concept instead of this chat OpenAI, I need to use this Gemini. Put one code block, go back to this. I think this same concept previously agent whatever we did, right? So that's the same thing. Mm, just copy this, come here and paste it here. So I think yeah, this was packages are installed and come here and after that Gemini you given this way of flashing this bind tools and after that execute. Done. So bind tools, this step is done. So now we are ready with the LLM access, and after that, same thing. Like we're setting some context, like system message where you have to your helpful assistant task with performing arithmetic set on operations. That's it. Done. This one is done. And after that, we are displaying the graph here. See, assistant. Same thing. The way we did earlier. Same thing. And after that, memory. Okay. So add 3 and 4, we given the task, then we'll see how model will respond. It will call that tool that is known as addition and after that it will give you the result. Okay, the sum is this. Now what we do, multiply that by 2. So we got this result, right? We asked the query like multiply that by 2. So in this case, model can't give you the, see, it doesn't have the context like it was giving like what would you like to multiply by 2. So it was asking provide the things in a better way. So I'm unable to understand. So the previous memory, right? Currently it is not there. Previous response, it's not storing. That's why it was giving like this. Now what we are doing is we are using this memory from the LangGraph. This one we are executing so that we're telling the model like, okay, so now use this memory then based on that give us the results. So this is the entire concept. Checkpoints we're implementing. Checkpoints will do state means memory, and relevant metadata will be packaged at every super step. Whatever previous step is there, right? It will be stored somewhere so that whenever you ask any query, if it is related to that, it will understand, it will give the response. That is the advantage of this memory saver. Okay. So now we have to configure like thread one, we have to give some ID so that this metadata, right? We have to give the thread, and after that add 3 and 4, same message the way we given it on the top. We have to give that. Now let me run this. Uh, Now same thing, 3 and 4 is 7, it will return the result as 7. Now we have the thread ID there, right? Now what we are doing now, multiply that by 2 and we are passing config. Config means what? It has this configuration, thread ID is available. So we are telling the model like we're telling the, setting the things like, okay, so there is a previous response, you have to refer that and based on that give the response. Okay, that's why we are passing this config, and it now if you execute this, you will get the result properly. Now multiply that by 2 means it will do 14. You can see this result we are getting 14. A message 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. Is a tool call happened, tool call result is 14, and after that it LLM given the response like properly 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. So now I hope you got the clarity now. So we're done with agent with memory. So for that we need to use one available method from the LangGraph that is known as the memory saver, which is from checkpoint module. Uh, okay, and you have to compile that whenever you're creating that graph. You have to do this step is mandatory, and after that you can create some thread ID so that it will remember the previous state what it is, and so whenever you are asking any result, right? So at the time you have to pass that config, add this, and after that, same way you can see this thread ID you have to pass. So that thread ID will store the metadata results. Then it will return you the response. Okay, this is how we have to deal with agents with the memory. Uh, I'm telling, I showcased with a sample example because like multiplication division is a very simple step. You will easily understand. Once we go for the complex practical projects, right, at that time these things will be very helpful. So now you have the clarity like, okay, whenever I need some memory like previous response, so I need to use this from the LangGraph. There is a module that is known as checkpoint. I have to enable it. I have to use this memory saver. This is the main motto of this particular video. Okay, so I hope you learned something new, and we'll see the things in the next tutorials. Till then, take care. Bye bye.